This is the final series in Introduction to Early Childhood. And in this series, we are focusing on the children's rights and responsibilities and the journey to curb out child abuse. Now, when we talk about children's rights, what do we mean? These are human rights of children, with particular attention to their rights of special protection and care as minors. Children's rights involves the right to associate with both parents, with human identity, as well as the right for them to have basic needs for physical protection, food, universal state-paid education, health care. It also includes equal protection of the child's civil rights, the freedom from discrimination on the basis of race, gender, sexual orientation, national origin, religion, disability, color, or ethnicity. Now we have several categories of rights. The first category are the survival rights, the rights that the children needs to survive. These include medical care, clothing, shelter, food. The second category is protection rights. These are the rights that a child needs in order to be safe and secure. It includes the right for life and liberty, the right of having the freedom from child abuse, discrimination, child labor, and sexual abuse. The third category of rights is developmental rights. These are rights that a child needs so as to develop physically, mentally, socially, and culturally. Yes, it includes the rights to education, the rights to access to information, yes, the right to rest and play. The fourth category are the participation right. In other words, a child needs to participate in national and social activities. What do these include? The freedom of opinion, the freedom to associate with others, the freedom of worship, the freedom of expression, the freedom of the rights to engage in cultural activities that are not harmful. Now, the International Convention on the Rights for Children has several articles, and when you look through, you see how comprehensive it has been. For example, Article 6, the right to life. Article 7, the right to child registration. Article 8, the right to a name, nationality and family relations. The right not to be separated from the parents. Article 13, the right to freedom of expression. 14, the right to freedom of thought. Article 15, the right of association. Article 16, the right to privacy. And the articles go on and go forth. So I urge you to read through these articles and familiarize yourself with the rights you as a caregiver at school you need to ensure that they are taken care of. Now, let's take some time and look at the teacher's role in promoting children's rights. 1. Teachers need to understand that children's rights are actually human rights, and therefore they should create awareness amongst the children and in the community. So your first role as a teacher, create awareness. 2, make the children feel that it is worthwhile attending your class. It is your role. Help the children to be open to learning. Be a friend, be a philosopher, be a guide to the child. Make your classes interesting and informative. It should not be a one-way traffic. Yes, you as a teacher need to learn to recognize and identify abuse, neglect, learning disorders, and other visible disabilities. That is why when the children are coming in school, it is important for to have that parade at a school level or at a class level, you will notice signs of abuse within the children. Yes, you as a teacher need to create a relationship where children can express their views, can express their concerns, their fears. Yes, create an environment where it can be discussed informally. Dear teacher, please be a good listener. For if you're a good listener, then the young ones will share with you the problems they are facing at home and at school. Yes, engage the children in participation in activities that affect their lives. Build their capacities to participate effectively in these different sectors of their development. Organize meetings of children with school authorities, however young they are. Disseminate the child rights to the parents during parents-teachers meetings. And let's emphasize this: send no to corporal punishment. I have a course unit on positive reinforcement amongst learners. Ugandan teachers are so hell-bent on corporal punishment. Yes, send no to discrimination. Discrimination because this child comes from a minority grouping. No, discrimination because of a disability. Those are the roles of the teacher. Yes, I encourage teachers, stop the negative stereotyping and discriminating of children because, one, they are working at a tender age. Otherwise, find a solution around them. Yes, work around to help those children that are victims of sexual abuse. You should not isolate them. Help those children that are on the street. Help them to be reintegrated into society. Yes, those children that have undergone through trafficking and domestic violence, help them. Provide the protection. Advocate for no child labor at home and in workplaces. Yes, please ensure children are protected within the school and the community. And please encourage them to share their views before adults and the community. You as a caregiver within early childhood development centers involve children in organizing events however young they are. Why are you emceeing during the open day? Can't the little ones do them? MC, involve them. Take children to nearby places for picnics and pleasure trips. Put up discussions, debates, and quizzes. Yes, encourage the participation of the girl child because usually they score highly in dropout rates. Now, I would like to also emphasize the rights of an HIV-infected child because we have them within our society. Please impart sex education based on the age and level of maturity. Inform the children about HIV. Create an enabling environment in the classroom so that the infected or affected children are not stigmatized. Yes, teachers should be aware about government programs that address those children that are infected and thus offer timely assistance. Now we have children with disabilities. Teachers advocate, ensure that you prevent negative stereotyping attitudes regarding children with stereotypes. Yes, let them avoid negative words such as disabled, you are crippled, you are handicapped. Depict these children with disabilities as having equal status with those that are normal. Allow children with disabilities to speak for themselves, to express their thoughts and their feeling. There you will contribute to helping these children with disabilities. Furthermore, it's important to closely observe, carry out child studies with these young ones so that there is early detection of disability. Once a disability has been identified, screened, then early intervention can be put in place. When conducting lessons, Please arrange your learning materials, arrange the structure and setup of the classroom to favor the needs of children with disabilities. For example, if it's a physical disability relating to sight, why don't they sit in front? Sensitize the parents, their families, and other caregivers about special needs of children. Yes, speak to the parents one-on-one or in meetings. We've progressed well. Now we are looking at aims of child abuse. But first, let's understand this whole thing, child abuse. What is abuse? Abuse is a process of making bad or improper use, violating, injuring, or taking advantage, a bad advantage of or mistreating a person. So there is, in this whole sequence of definition, there is exploitation, using one's own profit or using one's own selfish motives. So exploitation of a child, therefore, refers to the use of a child in work or other activities for the benefit of others at the detriment of the child's physical, mental development and education. And this exploitation may include child labor and child prostitution. Usually, child abuse includes physical, emotional, sexual mistreatment of the child, or even child neglect. So here is a summation of what we've been talking about. Categories of abuse: physical abuse, beating; emotional abuse, calling them names; sexual abuse, engaging them in sexual activities at a tender age; and neglect, not providing the basic needs. What factors have contributed to child abuse within Uganda? 1. We have what we call individual child factors. Because a child has been born of low weight, so the child is abused. Because there were pregnancy or birth complications and the parents don't want to bear those effects, the child is abused. It could be the behavior of the child is such that it does not attract but rather deters care from others. The second category are what we call family or parental factors. The parents may be using drugs, misusing drugs, marijuana, njaga, and all those. So this can result in child abuse. Neglect. It could be the parents are engaged in criminal behavior and therefore they don't have time to take care of their children. It could be the husband and wife are having their issues, they are fighting, they are seeking divorce. That may result in child abuse. Not forgetting, within the Ugandan context, muzaala nnyo, and therefore the family size results in less care for the young ones. The final unit here, factors that contribute to child abuse, is social and environmental factors. Parental unemployment, they don't have work and therefore they cannot provide the basic needs. Lack of prenatal care. Before a child was born, the mother did not see the importance of visiting antenatal centers. And it could be where they are staying, there is violence within the neighborhood, and thus they learn the bad manners. Now, let's conclude this topic by looking at what we regard as stakeholder responsibilities in protecting the child's rights. The first category of stakeholder is the very child. The child needs to be told that he also needs to contribute in protecting his rights or her rights. 1, report any child abuse, you tell them. Encourage them to participate in different activities. Encourage them to take up any learning opportunity they have. Encourage them to politely ask what they deserve. Regarding parents, what is their role? Let them provide the needs of the child. Let them protect and take care of the child. Let them provide medical care. Let them provide opportunities for the young ones to enjoy their rights. Yes, tell parents to purchase or design play materials. Let's turn to the caregivers within early childhood development centers. Now, the learning framework stipulates various development activities. Please provide innovative development activities in addition to those ones outlined within the learning framework. Naye, Ugandan teachers, mwesiba, copy, match, trace, as if those are the only ones there. Provide play materials. Ugandan teachers, please learn to be innovative. Not every play material has to be bought from Aristoc bookshop. No, you can be innovative. 3, be a role model to the young ones. Defend their rights. Report abuse. Now, head teachers, heads of early childhood centers, what are their roles? Please, you invite parents to school, sensitize them on the children's rights, encourage them to report child abuse, encourage them to protect the rights of children. But it has been a pleasure to go through this great unit on early childhood development. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, for there is more to come.